Wednesday, huh? Windy
Yeah.
Wednesday. It's a windy Wednesday.
Not like yesterday, though. Yesterday was crazy. It doesn't help. Good morning, everybody. Selena and Crockett, 100.7 LEV. It doesn't help that the day before, our family watched Bird Box. Do you remember Bird Box? I think they came out in 2018.
Sandra Bullock, right? I feel like
Yes.
it was a quarantine movie. I feel like I remember.
I think it was it might have been just before. I can't remember. I know it's kind of a blur. I thought it was 2018, but it might have been. Anyway, if you don't remember, there's a lot of like wind stuff going on in that thriller movie. And it was kind of eerie because yesterday
there's a lot of wind stuff.
Yeah, the wind was picking up in a way that it was in that
bad day to have
movie.
A bonnet. I know that.
Weren't you at it? Well, we'll get to that. But I got to tell you, that wind, even the dog looked at me. I got the side eye from the dog because of the wind. And we were inside. It's not even like we were outside. And the dog's like, take me in. The wind was blowing so hard that the dog even picked her lazy head up from the floor and looked at me like, are you hearing this?
Picked her lazy head up. That dog does nothing.
Looks scared.
Yeah, it was watching the Phillies game last night. Same, walking the dog, yes, but watching the Phillies game last night, the poles in the outfield with like the like pennant flags and World Series. I mean, those things were like, whew. And I'm not talking about the flags. I'm talking about the poles.
The poles. Oh, that's scary.
Oh boy, yeah. And they couldn't. The Giants were in town, so they're not flying San Francisco all the way back out here. So they're like, we're going to get this game in. We got to get through 5. So sure enough, they ended up getting the game all the way through. But balls would get hit.
They won, right?
They did. Yeah. But like Bryce Harper hit a home run in like it was like the 6th or 7th inning, and it just went up. And you kind of see the outfielder like running on the warning track out there in the dirt, and like you could tell he's like, I don't know if this thing's going to land 10 feet in front of me or 10 feet behind me.
Wow.
Fortunately for the Phillies, it was 10 feet behind them. But yeah, it was crazy.
Wild.
Yeah,
that's true because that's how strong the wind was. It was affecting
Sure, yeah, you hit a ball up there high enough, and it's not. It doesn't have a ton of speed. Well, it probably has a lot of speed behind it, but the speed you need to hit a home run, it's just gonna. It's like a field goal kick. You've seen it before, where like a team's playing in Chicago, and like a guy will kick a ball, and it starts like this, and then it's just like, you're like, what are you gonna do, pal?
The wind.
Yeah. I should have adjusted. I should have kicked it that way to put it through.
Right. Well, isn't that what the point? Isn't that the point of having those flags? The end zone?
Yeah, but it's funny. If you ever watch like on a windy day when someone tries to kick one, like you would almost look foolish because especially if you kick it and the wind doesn't take it, then you've just kicked the ball completely sideways and you're cut. Like that's it. Like there's no coming back from that one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Speaking of bonnets, didn't you go yesterday to like a spring Easter parade for your son?
Yeah,
Were they wearing bonnets?
Yeah, so the boys had on tie-dye hats and tie-dye ties.
That's cute.
And the girls had on bonnets. Yeah, but it wasn't that windy yet. So, I mean, it was a little windy, but it wasn't that windy yet.
Okay, they were able to hold on to their bonnets.
Survived, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know at pickup. If they were wearing them at pickup, it might not have worked so well.
Mm. Yeah, we were. It was weird because it was warmer, but that wind. Because we've had this conversation, how the wind. Forget about it. It could be warm. The wind. You want to be in a parka, and I was outside waiting for. They're having rehearsals now for orchestra, and this is like a big deal in 5th grade because all of the elementary schools are practicing together for the big show because it's their last year in elementary school. This is for Parkland School District. And we're waiting outside for the kids to come out. My daughter must be taking after me. I'm like, where? Everyone's left. I think they all left. Even some of the teachers left already. And I'm still waiting outside for my daughter to come out. Meantime, I'm blowing away. I'm wearing those because it's fashionable now. I don't know why, but I look like I have parachute pants on because it's blowing in the wind. I look ridiculous out there.
Maybe she was just waiting because you looked ridiculous, and she was like, "I can't be seen with her right now. I can't.
Maybe that.
I can't do this.
I'm waiting for all the popular kids as they're
Yeah.
as they're rolling their instruments away. There's some kids that roll their instruments home. They were
Yeah.
I've never
Oh, well, the instruments found their own way home last night. Lorraine, good morning. Have a fabulous day today. You as well. Jennifer, good morning. Have a great day. Thank you.
Good
Joan, good
morning.
morning. Happy hump day to you. I actually have to get
Absolutely.
from Savvy's got a violin performance tonight. I have to get from Liam's quick ball practice at 6:30-ish ending to a 7 o'clock performance.
Oh,
So
busy.
I'm gonna need the wind in my favor
Yeah,
today to blow me quickly to the
get you
uh
there. That's good. Make sure you're going with the wind, not against it. You
Dale
gotta have
check
yeah.
Dale checks in. Selena says, "Good morning. Selena is calmer today compared to yesterday. The Passover meat scent must have gone away in her house." There you go. Well, the wind. Dale, she cracked open the
The wind.
windows. You know what I mean?
Dale, Crockett said my house stinks, and I was beside myself. That was
First of
earlier
all,
this morning. I was like,
you put air fresheners in because you said your house stinks. I was just,
"Smells like meat," which some people love. Some people love that. I don't want it to smell like dinner.
oh, we had sausage, pepper, and onions yesterday in the crock pot. Yeah. That's the bet. Like you forget, and then you go and do something. You come back in the house. You're like,
Like,
"This is a living.
ooh.
This is
Yeah,
a living."
and then you make hard-boiled eggs like we also did, and it smells like one giant toot. So, yeah, we got a lot of scents going on.
One giant toot.
Come to my house. I had to explain to somebody picking up their kid. They walked into my house to pick up their kid. I'm like, "Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no." And I'm like, "Hey, we're making hard-boiled eggs. That's what you're
Yeah.
smelling." Like, I
I
promise.
hope you said one giant toot then
One
too.
giant toot. That's a pretty big
Sounds
deal.
like a Disney movie in 1996. One giant toot. All right, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
One giant toot.
One giant toot.